What is up, guys, and welcome back to Adventure Archaeology. If you're new to the channel, my name is Brandon, and today we're going to be headed out to a few local creeks in search of valuable river treasure. We're not searching for cell phones. We're not searching with a metal detector. We're searching with our eyes for valuable antique bottles that wash up from the bottom of the creek. Sometimes we find some awesome stuff and sometimes we don't, but we always try to keep it real. So let's go see what we can find today, and hopefully we find something pretty cool. All right, guys, brand new creek. We are doing some prospecting to find new areas, to find the valuable antique bottles that we always search for. Today, this particular spot is absolutely loaded with glass. I don't know if you guys can tell by looking at this rock bar that we're standing on, but I'm quite impressed by just the sheer amount of glass that's here. Most of it looks to be pretty modern, and what I mean by modern is 1940s up. I haven't seen anything super old yet, but that is not going to deter me. We're going to keep walking until we get to a spot that hopefully has some old glass in it. I've done some research and there's some great bottles from this particular town, and I'm hoping that we find one today. So I'll get back with you when we find something cool. And here is the first good piece of the day right here from Talladega, Alabama. This would have been a Chericola, and that would have been a fantastic find. I would have loved to have found that hole, but if there's a piece of one, there is a chance that we're going to find a whole one. We just got to go through this tunnel right here and go see what's on the other side. Just picked up this piece of a wine bottle right here. It's seen better days, but judging by the lip on it, this is going to be an older one. And we're still following the trail of breadcrumbs and hoping that we're going to run across something good. You never know when you're prospecting, though, whether there's going to be something there or not. That's just kind of part of it. Check out this old padlock I just picked up. That is an old one right there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get any identifying marks off of it or not. I'll take it home and soak it in some CLR and find out, but that thing was thin. It's been in this creek for a very long time. Who knows, maybe that was the padlock for a treasure chest. Only joking. We still got a long ways to go. The bugs have finally stopped making so much noise. It's got a little bit quieter. The water's pretty still. And it's actually been a pretty enjoyable walk this morning. Other than my allergies acting up, well, that's just kind of par for the course this time of year here in Alabama. There is a bottle as I was walking that I literally didn't know was there. So here we go. Oh, it's a miniature try me, one of the small ones. You do not see these very often. From Birmingham. Man, I needed that for my collection. I cannot believe that. Just turn on the camera and walk over here, and there it is. Man, that's cool, guys. You can see that one was patent date. Looks like 1924. Yeah, April 24th, 1924. And that is the smaller version that I did not have. That just made my entire day right there, guys. Super excited to have that. And it was laying right here beneath what most people would call a trash tree, which is a mimosa. But they are incredibly beautiful. And there is a wasp of some sort right there. Gonna go do some pollinating. So let's keep going, see if we can find some more bottles. That kind of just reignited my fire for the day. All right, here's a bottle. I can tell it's not going to be quite as old as I want it to be, but that is going to be a Dr. Pepper. You see right up there, that would have been a 10, 2, and 4 ACL. Sadly, the creek has completely destroyed the ACL that would have been down here to be able to tell what town this was from. That's okay though. Look at the fern growing in there. It doesn't belong in here, so we're going to get it out. Keep going, see what else we can find. What do you got? Ah, she thought she had a soda. Just a pickle jar with a lip chip. It couldn't even be a whole one. Just how it works sometimes. That's okay. We're still in 100-year-old trash, which means that we have a really good possibility of finding a very valuable antique bottle today. So let's keep going, see what else we can come up with. All right, this looks crazy, but I promise y'all this is exactly how it was laying. It must have washed out of the bank. You see the bottle right here? It must have washed out from up in there. Let's take a look at it and see what we got. Oh, it's got a sheared top. But that would have been a very nice Coca-Cola Pioneer. And it's got a heel chip too, dadgummit. I was gonna say this would have been an amazing whiskey glass. However, with that little bit of damage down there, probably not, but it's worth taking out. This is a 100-plus-year-old soda bottle. And a very nice local piece of history. I know y'all see me find these a lot, but they never get old to me finding them because they're definitely not making any more. Just picked this one up from the bottom right here. This would have been another Pioneer Cocolula. This one is broke down a little too far. I could probably keep the bottling works on there and remove the Pioneer. I don't know. It's worth keeping, and it definitely doesn't belong in the water, so we're gonna get it out. And this guy right here looks like he's seen better days. Either a snake got him or a bigger fish. I don't know which. He's still alive and kicking, but he's up here kind of in the shallow water hiding.
That was a bass.
Yeah, he's dark colored too. Looks like he's been in the shallow water for a little while.
Look at the top of his head. Good Lord, he has a huge gash.
Spot the bottle. Let's play the game. Can you see it? It's right in the middle of the screen. Blending in pretty good. Let's see if it's embossed. It's a slick. It's okay though. It's complete. Definitely time period. So we're gonna take it with us. Just picked this up right here. This is what I think is the inside to an old clock. These things are a nightmare for metal detectors. I know because I've dug quite a few of them, and they always sound like an amazing belt buckle of some kind. And it ends up being this. That's all right though. We'll take it. I know this bottle's broken and it's a little bit newer, but that's a Bessemer Bottling Works from Bessemer, Alabama. That is the home to the rarest Coca-Cola Hutch. Sadly, this bottle right here, even if it would have been complete, would have only been about a $10 or $15 bottle. I see a little jar right down here. Let's see if it's whole. A lot of times these cream jars aren't anything spectacular, but sometimes they'll say like 3 cents on the bottom, which is pretty cool. This one's got some damage and it's been rolled around the rocks a little bit too much. That was a HWR Co. And yep, CO Crown. Yeah, that one's pretty good. That one's worth taking out. We can
I think so.
We can definitely continue our walkway. Yeah, that one's really rounded. Some of the bricks were a lot softer than others, and that allowed them with time to erode away. And sadly, anything that would have been stamped in them is long gone. But the ones that are still debossed or stamped, we are keeping and still trying to build a walkway. Got a long ways to go, and they're pretty heavy carrying them out, but we try to get as many out as we can because I think it looks pretty cool. I have to show y'all that project whenever we get done with it. I walked right over this earlier, but my wife spotted it. This right here is not a brick, but it says A2 on it, and I don't know if that's a property marker or what, but it's definitely the same time period as the bricks that are around here, like this Excelsior or this Crown. We're gonna keep these halves over here because when you're making, when you're making a walkway, you got to have a half of a brick to stagger how the bricks are all stacked in the walkway. Otherwise, it becomes weak. This doesn't look like much to most people, but Dora Bottling Works is from Dora, Alabama, and this would have been a several $100 bottle if complete. Sadly, it looks like it's been broke for a pretty good while, and here's a piece to a jug. So this could have been a dump site for an old home at one point in time. Setting little piles of stuff as I go along. I am going to pick it up on my way out. We're still chasing bricks as the bottles have been a little bit slow.
I hate that it's not whole. The tip of it's off, which is so cool.
Let's see. Oh yeah, that would have been a nice Graves. That's one of the embossed bricks instead of the debossed. You could tell that it would have said Beeham, Alabama. And that's probably still worth keeping because we can cut that one and use it as a half. Pretty cool. All right, I see a bottom to a bottle right here. Let's take a look together. It's nice and thick. It was definitely an old soda. It was a Riola. Yeah, right there you can see that would have been a Hill Script Riola. And sadly, it's not a good whiskey glass like my wife just said. It means we're on the right track, and this is creek number 4 for this video. So we've been jumping around, just not been washing like it should with all the rain that we've had. It's just typical for this time of year. We usually slow down in late fall, and that's why we've been digging instead of being in the creeks. Everything's been hit and ravaged by local collectors, so we're trying to be kind of smart and space out our creek walking in between the digs here lately. All right, we've got into a spot with some pretty good bricks. I just flipped over these right here. You can see that's Graves Chemical number 1, Beeham, Alabama. That one's actually a little bit different than the other one. So that's actually 2 different styles. Another Graves Chemical Company number 1. And we're definitely gonna carry these out. We've already been back to the truck. Like I said, this is creek number 4. So our hands are free and so are our bags. So these will actually be pretty easy to carry out. All right, guys, instead of a typical wrap up like we normally do, since we didn't find a ton today, I'm gonna take just a second to show y'all a little bit of progress on where we're gonna be building the new Adventure Archaeology headquarters. So since the last time that y'all saw it, what I have done is I've cut down about 6 trees. I cut down 3 or 4 that were over here, cut down a rather large sweet gum tree that was here, oak that was next to it, and I got all of those out of the way and right over there where I'm going to be burning them here shortly. We've had a ton of rain over the last couple of weeks. It's kind of hindered the progress, but I'm hoping that it's going to dry up just in time for it to cool down where we can get out here and do a lot of work. I'm going to have to sadly bring in around 40 yards of fill dirt, which is going to require me to build some retaining walls as well as pack it before we pour the concrete. So it's going to take a little bit of time to get everything done. I know I told y'all I would keep you up to date on the progress. Next time, hopefully, there'll be a foundation sitting here whenever y'all take a look at it. If y'all enjoyed the video today, please be sure that you're subscribed, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.